Mubarak to you if you are observing, even if you're not observing, Ramadan Mubarak. Carl and I are, so today we're going to take it a little bit easy until we get used to sort of not being able to drink water after class, and we don't want to be standing on our heads or doing too much upside down stuff. So today we're going to work on something very important, your shoulders and your back. Get a strap. We're also online, Zooming live with friend Paul, whose 50th birthday it was a few days ago. And it's my birthday tomorrow. Alright, you got your straps. You might need a long strap, Paul. We're working with Paul, who has quite stiff shoulders, so he might need a longer strap. If you sit at a desk all day, you probably sit like this. If you have a stiff lower back, you probably hunch over naturally. And emotionally, we do this to hide our heart. In yoga, we want to be as open as possible to opportunities, to gratitude, to love. Also, traditional yoga is all about opening up the spine so that when they sat for hours and hours, Kundalini goes up, all the energy flows through the spine, and they can sit for hours and hours. I can't sit for hours and hours, but that is the intention originally of yoga. So, we're gonna open up our shoulders, upper back today. Just come and sit in a cross-leg position first of all. I'm going to close our eyes. Usually I set an intention for the class. It's Ramadan, so I let you choose your own intention. I always try and choose gratitude as one of them. So just close your eyes. Index finger and thumb are joined and hands are on your thighs. Relax. You want to be straight in your spine from your tailbone all the way up to the top of your head. Let that energy flow down your superhighway of your spine. And breathe in and out. It's going to be a slightly shorter class, but we want you to really remember about breathing in and out. Breathing in to focus on where you want to relax, and relax with your exhale. Remember, most of your flexibility is in your mind. Please don't hurt yourself. Be very conscious of your body and where you are today. If you've had any injuries, be gentle with yourself. Open your eyes, and we're just going to warm up a bit, and we're going to inhale and raise up our arms. Look up and exhale, arms down. Inhale, rise your arms, interlock your fingers, palm to the ceiling. Look up and exhale, chin to the chest. And one more time, inhale, arms up. And exhale, palms down. Just going to warm up our necks as well. We're going to look down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. And now inhale, I want you to rotate your head all the way around. When you inhale, when you go up, and exhale as your chin tucks into your chest. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale, and reverse the rotation. Okay, we want to walk our right hand out to the right a little bit, and if you can, get your elbow on the floor and reach up with your left hand over your head. Now, we're always going to try and keep our arms straight. Keep it straight. There you go, Paul. I see that. And try and get it as close to your ear. Look at that, as you can. Nice one. And now put your left palm on the ground near your right palm and stretch the left side of your body all the way down to your hip. And walk your palms to the front. And walk them to the left. And now keeping your left hand where it is, raise your right arm over your head and try and get your bicep as close to your right ear, keeping your arms straight. And come back up. Take your arms, fold them, and have your palms on your shoulders, and we're just going to rotate them around. Inhale, exhale, and reverse. Awesome. Okay. Now, please come to a tabletop. Tabletop is wrists, elbows, and shoulders all in one line, and your knees and your hips in one line, knees under your hips. Just going to do some cat-cow and really open up your lower back. So inhale first by pushing your belly down and your tailbone up and looking up. Cow. Exhale with the tailbone push between your knees and push your back up and look towards your navel. Exhale, cat. Inhale, push your belly down, look up, breathe in, and cat. Look at your navel, push your tailbone down, push your back up. Inhale, one more time, and exhale. Straighten your right leg behind you, and flatten your right foot on the ground, and reach up over your head, reach your right bicep to your ear, and feel a stretch from your right finger all the way down to your right heel. Now push yourself upwards, upright, and reverse that to a gate latch. So put your right hand on your right shin and lean over so that your left bicep is by your left ear. Nice stretch, and come back to tabletop. All right, do it the other way. Put the left leg out straight, left foot flat, and reach up with your left hand over your head so your left bicep is by your left ear. Really stretch. Everything is very active all the time, from your heel all the way up to your toe. Feel a lovely stretch on the left side of your body. Now push yourself upright. Put your left palm on your left shin and reach over your head with your right arm next to your right ear. And come up. Come back to tabletop and sit on your heels. Okay, so you're going to get your strap. Get your strap on your hands, and depending on how open your shoulders are, we're going to try and open them up. That's what we're doing today. See how close you can get your hands. If your shoulders are quite tight, your arms are going to be further apart. But we want you over time to try and get them a little bit closer. Now, do not bend your arms as you go back. We're trying to not cheat. We're trying to keep the arms straight. And the bit where you feel it's like, oh yeah, that's where it transitions from front to back, try and slow that down there so that you're actively working that part. Please do not hurt yourself. Bless her, a girl on my course tore her rotator cuff on the first class. on the first day of the course by just trying to do too much in one go. We're just trying to open up your shoulders. When you open up your shoulders, so many things are available to you in your different poses. All right, and one more, and come here. Good. I'm going to try to do some arm poses now. So take your strap in your left hand and extend both arms out in your left hand. Fasting brain. Okay, now rotate your right shoulder all the way right here from the ball and socket. I say these things because it really helps. So when you rotate from there, now pull your arm behind you and try and get that hand right between your shoulder blades, as far up as you can. And with your left arm, you might not need the strap, but with your left arm, if you're holding the strap, get it up behind you and hold on with the straps. And eventually, with what you want to do with both elbows is have this one pointing all the way up and behind your head as much as possible. You can even push it back with your head, and this elbow pointing down. This is really going to open up your shoulders. And stay there, try and get your elbow behind your head. And breathe. One side is going to be more flexible than the other, but the one that's a bit more painful, just try and breathe into it until it becomes comfortable. And come out of it very slowly. Move your shoulders around. Now put your strap in your right arm. Take your left arm out and rotate from the shoulder and put it behind your back and get your palm between your shoulder blades as high as possible, and then take this arm up and then hold on to the strap. And then try and interlock your fingers, pointing the elbows in opposite directions, getting this the right elbow behind your head and push your head back. So I'm going to come and just try and adjust you a little bit. There you go. That's opening all this up a little bit more. And when you're ready, come out slowly. Okay, good. Now, arms are out again. Right arm above the left arm. Twist them round and hold on. Now you can hold on to your wrist, or you can try and get your hands into prayer. This is the arms for eagle pose. And now lift your elbows up. You should feel a lovely stretch along the back here. Can you feel it here? Yep. And come out. And this time the left is over, right, twist them round. For you, and then lift up your elbows. So you open up the back of your shoulders. Okay. And unravel. All right, we're going to come back up to our tabletop, and we're going to do a twist, because we're not just doing shoulders, we're doing spine as well. So we're going to come into twisted child's pose. Get your right elbow on your left knee, and your left arm can come out on the mat in front of you, over the head. If you want a nice extra stretch, walk it over to the right top corner of your mat
Opening up your shoulder. Or if you want to twist the spine, and grab onto, pull it behind your back and grab onto your right thigh. And look up to the ceiling. So it opens up the front of the shoulder, twist the spine even more, twist all the way to your neck. And push yourself up to tabletop, and then take your left knee. Once again, you can have your hand on the mat, move it over to the top left corner for a nice twist, or up in the air, rotate, bring it behind your back, and hold on to your left thigh. Once again, twisting all the way from the tailbone to the neck. Strengthening one side of the back muscles and stretching the other side. And come up. Sit on your heels and interlock your fingers behind your back and pull your shoulders, pull your hands away from your back, away from your butt. Try and keep your arms straight and keep them back away from you. And now come forward with your forehead towards the floor. And when you're there, you're going to try and raise up your hands as high as you can. Try to keep your butt on your heels. And raise yourself up again. Alright. Now, I want you to come, this is also a stretch for your quads. I want you to lean back. If you can have your ankles outside of your hips. And come and lean back on your elbows. If you've got sore ankles, you can just sit back like that. And try and get your head, the crown of your head onto the ground. If you can, lie completely flat on the ground. It's a nice back bend in preparation for some of our more intense back bends later on. Just relax here, wherever's comfortable. If you've got tight quads, you might not be able to go back far, in which case, that's fine. Just keep your arms straight. Yeah, sometimes it can hurt you, especially if you've got bony feet, like me. All right, let's do some camel. This is a more intense back stretch. So come up onto your knees and put your thumbs behind your back and your forefingers curled around you, and just push your hips forward and bend back. So whatever you do, you want to push with one hand at a time to hold on to your heel. In your camel. Yeah, good. Get in there. So stay in any one of those with your hands behind your back, even if you've just got one hand for the moment on your back and one on your heel. Eventually we're going to get our elbows on the ground, but not quite yet. And there's your camel. Come out slowly. And we're going to do the opposite, just to give some relief to the back, which is the rabbit.
curl your forehead to put it onto your knees, hold on to your heels, and when you get your forehead onto your knees, you lift your butt up. So that's an extreme, was the opposite of your back bend, and it's a nice relief for the lower back. Can you get your forehead even closer? So you're actually really rounding. All right, and come out slowly. Very nice. Okay, come to lying down. So we're not doing these standing poses today, which are always my favorite, but we how we yoga and the fasting. So we're going to do a baby cobra first. So come up onto your elbows. Your elbows are level with your chest. Now you can stay here, that's plenty. But we've been doing cobra every day with our downward dogs, I mean with our sun salutations. So we're going to push up, get your hands here next to your chest, and push up into a cobra. Now cobra, you need to have the bottom of your belly on the ground. Your arms don't have to be straight, but your shoulders should be away from your ears. Pull down away from your ears and look up. It's a beautiful back bend. And come down. Slowly. For a back bend and a core, we're going to get our arms out straight. And we're going to lift everything up off the ground at the same time into a locust. Legs up, thighs up, chest up, head up, arms up. 5, 4, 3 more up, 2, higher, 1, and down. So the same thing, except this time your hands are interlocked behind your back and your fingers are pointing towards your feet. So basically just your index fingers pointing towards your feet. It's the same thing, but it's a snake. So everything off at the same time, and also pulling with your arms and your shoulders. Everything's off. 5, look up. Always look where you want to go. 3, higher. 2, higher. 1, and come on down. Woo. Woo. Okay. Hold on to your left foot with your left hand, right foot with your right. So first of all, we're not going to lift our back up first. We're going to move our feet away from our butt, kicking away from our butts and holding onto them with the hands so they don't fling away. But that's how much power you're putting into your feet kicking away. And then lift up your legs, your thighs are up, and then lift up your head and your chest. Your legs are pulling everything away. The only reason that you're coming up with your chest is because your legs are more. We're going to do it again. It's good for your thighs, good for your shoulders, good for your back. So kick your legs first. So you make a nice right angle with your knee, inside of your knee. And then it's pulling up, giving you a back bend. And now your shoulders are being pulled out of their socket, so you have to come up. 5, 4, 3, higher, 2, higher, 1, and down. Woo! How you doing?
Good.
Because this is good for quads and for back and for shoulders. So I'm going to show you my left leg first. So left leg, bend it up. Right arm is here by your chest. And you're going to push yourself up with one arm, with your right arm. And you're going to grab your left and push your left foot down, trying to get it on the outside of your hip. So we're really stretching our quad here. We're also giving a pretty intense back bend and opening up our left shoulder. You're going to try and pull it down like this so that your elbow is pointing up to the sky. Can you get your hand pointing in the same direction as your fingers pointing in the same? Carl, look at me. Your fingers pointing in the same direction as your toes. It down. If possible, get your fingers and your toes pointing in the same direction. I keep getting cramp in my foot. It's a back bend, shoulder opening, quad stretch. And come on down. Eventually, things like that are going to help. All right, arms to the side. If you need to, get your strap in your right hand. There you go. Now, we're lying down like on a cross here. We're going to push away with our right hand and we're going to open up our left shoulder. We're going to flip our bodies over so that your body is pointing up to the ceiling. A really intense stretch for your left shoulder. Let's see how. You're pretty good at this. Your shoulders are very open. Yeah, very good. How you doing, Paul? Yeah, you're good. Paul, raise your arms up so they're not sort of behind your lower back, but they're right up behind your shoulder. Yeah, it's good. All right, and come back again. Now put your strap in your left hand, out and across, push away from your left side. Try and get your body, your toes are pointing up to the ceiling, your body is twisted and you're holding onto the strap up by your shoulders. Yeah, look at you. There you go, Paul. And try and get your arms straight and lifted. Intense stretch for the shoulder. And, oh, come on out. Ooh. All right. Okay. All right, come to an up dog. So push yourself, your feet are flat on the ground, hands are here, and you're pushing your body up to an up dog. And now tuck your toes in and push yourself up to a down dog. This is the highest we've been all day. Yes, come in. Now we do it every day in a sun salutation. Obviously we're stretching from our tailbone to our heels, trying to get those down, but also we are really stretching this down, pushing your shoulders open, trying to get your chest towards your thighs. So, not just hanging out, we're all four limbs and we're pushing away with our hands and pushing towards the floor with our head. So slowly walk your hands out and get your chest and your chin onto the floor. Chest and chin,
on the floor, arms are extended out. It's called a heart pose or an extended puppy. It should be working your shoulders, your arms and your back. Can you get your chest down? You looked at my parts and went, it's easy for you. Yeah, it's not a comfortable position. Okay, slowly slide out of it. Oh. Alright, come to your belly again. Get your feet pointing outwards. And just come and lie down on your hands. Just take a couple of breaths. You have to always do some restoring when you're feeling a bit dizzy or a bit tired. Alright, if you would like to flip over to your backs, please. Oh. Some last few things for your back. Come to your lying position. Alright, once your legs are bent and heels are by your, okay? Get your hands close to your heels. If you can reach them, that's great for now, but if you can't, you will be able to, because you're going to lift your hips off the ground. Lift your hips up. Now, adjust yourself so that you're moving your shoulders closer together. Your shoulder blades are moving closer together. You're lifting your hips up, moving them closer, moving your hips up, and eventually you're going to come so that your hands are going to meet your heels. Lift up, move your shoulders closer together. There you go. And you're lifting up and arching your back. It's good for your hips, good for your back, good for your thighs. Keep it there. Now, lift one leg up. I'm going to be doing this when we do our thighs and butts, and lower it, and keeping your foot flat on the ground. Lift up your left leg. Paul, get your hands underneath you. Yeah, there you go. And lower down. If you are able to, now's a good time to come into your bridge pose. We're still working on flexibility of the back with the guys, but if you know how to, keep your heels close to your butt. Rotate your palms, they're there by your shoulders, by your ears, elbows pointing up, using the strength of your arms and lifting your hips up. You're going to come onto your shoulders and onto your head and lift yourself up. There you go. Now, we're fighting to get our arms straight and our chest towards the back of the room. A compound asana. We need to open up our hips, our shoulders, our backs in order to be able to do those. All right. And now, stay as you are. Get your right foot sitting on your left knee. Arms out to the side. And now my shoulder comes up if my knee is down. So I let that stretch a little bit first, but then I push my shoulder down. And my knee comes up, but that's okay. To get the full stretch, your knee and your shoulder should be down, and then you're really twisting your back. Everybody's different, everybody's different. Back out. Slowly. And put your left foot on your right knee.
twist over to your right and look over to your left. Extreme twist from your tailbone to your neck. Ooh. And come back to the middle. Hold on to your knees, bend them up towards you. Hold on to them. Now just rock a little bit side to side. Just massage those muscles around your spine. Back to front if you like. And legs out. Okay, I've got these guys here, so if you want to do a shoulder stand, if you're in any contraindications of a shoulder stand, do not do them. That means if you have high blood pressure, if you're particularly tired, if you have your period, it's best not to. Do you want to do it? Sure? Okay, cool. If you're feeling dizzy and you are fasting and you don't want to, that's totally understandable. I'm going to show you some alignments here. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So roll up, and what we want to do is have all fingers flat like this against the back, so your thumb is next to your fingers exactly. I'm going to come and I'm going to push him up from here to get his body even straighter. He's improved so much. Oh, yeah, you really have actually. So you're literally right on this part of your shoulder. You can bring them over your head. We've got a shelf perfectly situated here for Carl, so he can rest his feet there. If you can get them all the way over your head, like Paul is doing, come to touch the ground into a pull-out position. Then that's awesome. I can't talk very well in this position. If you That's awesome too. You just do what you can and come to whatever stage you are comfortable with. When you come out of it, first thing you do when you come out of shoulder stand is fish. Put your hands under your butt. Hands under the butt. With your shoulders, the elbows, lift your shoulders up and get the crown of your head onto the floor. So while we were squeezing our thyroid before, now we're releasing it completely. And the massage, we're letting the blood flow through it. This will regulate your hormones. It's good for weight regulation. So make sure if you've been squeezing something, and using your elbows so you don't hurt your neck, come out slowly. Let your feet flop open, let your arms rest next to your body, palms facing upwards. Then come into Savasana, the most important pose of the day. We have to target certain places in our body if we want to end up doing, standing dancer splits with king pigeon arms. But slowly, slowly catchy monkey. For now, just feel the blood flowing into the places where you've just been working, flowing into your shoulders, flowing into your lower back, flooding through your throat. Breathe from your belly, lift your belly up when you inhale. And let everything collapse as you exhale slowly, with control. Breathe in and take all the goodness all the way down to your toes. Breathe in, take the goodness all the way through your legs. Let your breath nourish your hips. Now let it flood through your lower back and light up your spine. With every exhalation, let your body relax. It wasn't a particularly sweaty practice today, but still stretching things, working them, using them, especially if they're things that are not getting used very often. Let them get the benefit of what you've been doing. So inhale. Exhale. Don't hold any tension in your back, in your spine. Don't hold any tension in your shoulders. Allow your fingers to curl up a little bit. No tension in your arms. Inhale, exhale, relax your mind. Take your last couple of inhales and exhales. Feel all the goodness going through your body, any lethargy that you don't need, any negativity that you don't need. One more breath in and one more breath out. Now wiggle your fingers and your toes, rotate your ankles and your wrists. Vocabulary is not for me. And stretch your arms up above your head on the mat. And stretch from your toes to your fingertips. Come here, Chewy. And move over. Okay, roll over to your right side. Just hold here for a second. And now, with your eyes closed, push up to seated. Finger and thumb are joined on your thighs. Remember what your intention was earlier. Mine was gratitude. I hope that if you're fasting, this is like almost an hour of your day that you've gone, oh cool, it's almost iftar. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you, Paul. Thank you, Carl, for being my guinea pig.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you
Namaste.
very much, everybody. Stay fit and healthy.